This is definitely a last minute way of doing this, but hey, we're here and we're doing it. So,
These drivers get ready to come around the final corner right now to take the green
Bulldog,
flag here
say
at
something.
Watkins
See if you
Glen.
can hear yourself.
Yo, 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 what's up?
You got your broadcast on, so you can see.
Yeah.
Did you hear yourself?
I'm pulling it up right now, Smoke.
Sorry guys, we're getting rolling here. Say something. Alright, Serenity Racing said they can hear both of us, so we're good. So, Bulldog, you there, brother?
Yeah, yeah, right here. Ready to go.
Alright, so, like I said, we're going to do this by computer and try to do it the good looking way, but it didn't work, didn't go how we wanted, so we're doing it this way. My camera angle is not very good. I'm not on my normal account. I'm not on my Smoke Fan account. I am on my Stuart Haas account, so that's why the camera is not so good. But anyways, as we get into these first two races, you know, we got Bulldog. You're the new guy, and I put this picture up here because I wanted to read this quote. It's going to be a new challenge this season, as all of the other teams are going to be more focused than ever to take us down. Stuart Haas Esports took the title last season. Anything less than that would be a disappointment. So, when you seen that before the season started, Bulldog, how did that make you feel, and how did that make your mindset going into the season?
That we need to win, and you know, going through these first couple races, the fifth and the sixth, I'm not pleased with either one of them. I feel like I should have already won, and I feel like we've had the speed to win going forward, and it makes me proud. It makes me proud going in. Let me turn my audio off my computer real quick. It makes me proud going into this season and knowing what we're here to accomplish, knowing what you and Valley accomplished last season, and knowing what the standard is. And you know, here the thing is, and don't know anything else but winning. And we're going to keep that the style and the fashion going forward, as we don't know nothing but winning.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well said. Before we get into other people, how would you, like you said, you're not happy with your finishes, so to speak, but how do you feel about your first couple races, your first time on Xbox, period, with a new wheel? I mean, how are you looking going in it over? How are you feeling?
I feel pretty confident. We're going to some tracks coming up that I definitely feel pretty confident at. I've had some success at before in New Hampshire, Dover, next two races. Definitely should be able to come away with the top three at both tracks. The Xbox side of things, it's been an adjustment, but all the testing and stuff that we did at Watkins Glen especially, it kind of helped me figure out the physics and how to get around on Xbox, and what I need to do to accomplish what I need to accomplish going forward. So I definitely think you're gonna see a different level and a higher level from both of us going forward the rest of the season.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you know, all that testing at Watkins Glen, I mean, I've stressed it a million times. I hate that I gave that race away like that. I'm a veteran making rookie mistakes, so to speak. But, hey man, I don't want to stink up the show yet, like Jake said. We gotta let some other people win first. Let everybody get their moment in the glory. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. I straight gave that race away. Straight made a rookie mistake, and I'm a veteran. But Max Boost was there all race. He was there in all the practices. I didn't see what happened between him and Red, so I went back and watched. It's hard to tell in a situation like that because I know how them trucks do get loose out of the corner. So either way, I feel bad for Red, but at the same time, I want to congratulate Max Boost. I mean, he qualified close to the front. He ran good in all the practices. So congratulations to him. And I want to give the guy that I am most impressed with to start this season is Nick Jobs. He won Miami off of fuel strategy. He outdid everybody. Then he put it on the front row at Watkins Glen and went out there and ran top 5 the whole race. So I mean, right now he is looking like the guy to beat, in my opinion. What are you feeling about Xbox? What are you feeling in general?
You know, Definitely isn't just like it was last year. And my first couple races on Xbox, I knew who the guy was going to be the beat, and it's proven that I was right. Track bar after going out there and winning Homestead and running really good at Watkins Glen. He's definitely one of the guy to beat. Congratulations to Daniel Botafuco, Lucky Dog, uh, at Watkins Glen. Nothing new there. Kind of figured he was going to go out there and run good, if not win, and he did. But as always, and just like it was last year in Xbox, Track Bar's gonna be the guy to beat. He is the bar, and I'm here to raise the bar.
That's right. So, with that being said, what do you expect going into Dover? Do you think? How are you feeling about what you currently have? Have you tested much? What's your game plan going into there? Are you running? What's your thoughts about running practice tonight? The whole 9 yards.
It's the car is definitely good. Excited to go out there and excited to get laps against guys on Xbox and hopefully put on a show even in the practice races. We feel like we've got something that can go out there and win even at this point. Not afraid to say it, and I don't think anybody's going to catch us. Hopefully the rest of the season you're going to see a lot of wins and a lot of top threes, a lot of top fives come out of the SHR camp on Xbox, and hopefully PS4 if you get your stuff straight, Smoke.
Yeah, if I could spin that while leading, is that what you're referencing to?
Or running out of gas, or anything else.
Hey man, at least I've led laps in both races and qualified on the front row in both races. So.
Does either one of those things count points?
No, they do not. But hey, the speed's in there. That's all that matters, man. Hey, like I was saying earlier, last year after the first 2 races, I had a 12th place average finish. This year I have a 6.5 average finish. So to me, that's a win compared to last year. But this round's not over yet. I mean, if you look on the PlayStation side, the top 2 they got 59 points. I believe it's driver points. Then after that, I know I'm in 8th, and I forget who's in 3rd. I believe Fluffy. Third to 8th is only separated by 8 points. So, one race, somebody have a bad race next week and somebody have a good race, that can change the whole complete picture. So I'm not ready to count out
this first round by any means. Now, we may have to reconsider that if something happens at Dover. But, I mean, what I've seen and what the qualifying, like, where I've struggled the most throughout the whole time I've been sim racing and doing this is I can't qualify. Never been able to. I think you can testify that. I think I've only ever set 1 pole in Outlaw.
Yeah.
But it's been definitely I'm kind of seeing that's going to be because I can't come from the back every race. In the short races and the short races that we have, 50 laps, 24 laps last night, it's difficult. It's going to be really difficult, especially with the low draft setting that we all have, that you're not going to be able to drive it from 8th to 1st and be there at the end to win it. Unless you get a couple cautions and I think you're going to have to start in that top 4 to be able to be in contention to win a lot of these races. I mean, that's just my thoughts and opinions on it.
I agree with that. What's it like driving for Stuart Haas? How's your experiences been being in the Pro League this far?
I've enjoyed it. It's been an absolute dream come true. Always been a Stuart Haas fan. Always been a Clint Boyer fan. Always been a Tony Stewart fan. So it's kind of a surreal moment, just a dream come true to be able to say I drive for Stuart Haas, even though it is on the esports side. It's been a dream come true, and just living in the moment with it, and happy to be here.
That's right. Anybody out there watching, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're just sitting here chatting. Everybody's in quarantine right now, so we're kind of bored, just trying to have a little fun with this stuff. Is there anything you want to address, Bulldog, or ask me about, or the fans about?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'd like to kind of talk about, you kind of touched on the situation on the last lap, on the PS4 race last week. Well, do you What would you have done if you was in Max's scenario?
What at Watkins Glen last night?
Yeah. Do you? I mean, what we've heard some people say. I'm not gonna call anybody out individually, but as you know, that's been kind of the rumor is he brought her back up in front of Red and wrecked Red. Which I honestly think the kid got loose.
That's a tough one to say, man. Because, like, I'm not saying Max did this on purpose, or I'm not saying he didn't either. Either way, if you're getting loose and going down pit road, about to go down pit road, your first instinct is going to be to pull that thing back up. If it's the last corner, I would have. I don't know, man. That's a tough situation. Like, I really do. I'm with you. I really do think he got loose when he yanked it back to the left because them trucks were still on the edge last night. I definitely don't think he intentionally did it, but at the same time, I don't think he was upset that he did it. You know what I mean? He got the win.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it was just kind of one of those things that you kind of.
You're
It was
kind of
kind of one
you
of
were
those
there.
things. Damn. Yeah, I mean, it was damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, I mean, you got to. Are you just gonna let him pass? No, I know I wouldn't.
Like I think I'd more so like Red, for example. He was like. I really think it looked like to me that Saab in the center of the last corner hit his brakes and made Red run into the back of him. That was what it looked like from my perspective watching the replays. Going through the corner, he seen Red have a big run. He kind of just let off the gas. He didn't want to let Red get up under him. So he let off the gas and tried to do a block, like a slowdown block, so to speak. And when he did it, shot him to the wall. I think he bounced off the wall. I don't know, man. That's hard to say. I feel bad for Red, and I'm happy for Max at the same time. I don't know, man. That's a tough one to call right there, dude.
Yeah, it really was. It was just a bad situation for all parties. What I always think probably happened is Red threw her in there. You know, Red was going to try to.
If you go back, you can see Saab's truck just stop in the center corner. He definitely
but you know, like
to stop
Red threw it in there, and Saab does kind of like a lot of us do when somebody tries to throw it in there. You slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
You slam on the brakes. Your car is going to hopefully stay straight.
Yeah.
And you're going to stop all momentum from the guy behind, and you're just going to coast to the finish line.
Yeah.
What I think happened after he did that is he got back in the gas, old tires, into the run. He got loose.
Yeah.
You know, he about spun her out when he tried to get off the corner. And he realized what he had done, and he realized it was loose, and he realized if he kept it down there to the inside, he wasn't going to win that race.
Yeah.
Now, whether he meant to absolutely take Red out, I don't think so.
I don't either.
I think he did mean to bring it back up. I think he meant to bring it back up and block, but I don't think he knew that Red was there.
Yeah.
I think he thought that Red may have got a little damage and didn't be able to get back up beside him and door to door, but he was there. It was just kind of one of those things that was a racing accident. They was aggressive moves pulled on both sides, but I will say this: Max Boost deserved that win. Everybody that tried to pass him all race knocked him out of the way, doored him, did all kinds of. I was sitting here watching it right before the Xbox race, and he drove that thing, man. He was balls to the wall. He had it up on the rails and was driving, and he would get knocked out of the way, and then he would come fighting right back. And you know, if it would have been me, I'd have probably moved him a lot before.
Yeah.
I mean. It's just part of it, you know. But I figured if it would have happened, it would have happened in the bus stop, and Red would have moved him out of the way in the bus stop. If it would have been like everybody kind of thought it was, because that was honestly kind of the best way to get to somebody, you know. If you really just sent it in there and just was holding on for dear life. But if you look back, and I watched Red's podcast last night, and Red nailed those last two corners.
Yeah.
I mean, he held like 115 through turn 6.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He nailed it. I mean, you couldn't have hit that corner no better. Perfect. and he got the run on him, and Saab tried to block, and it is what it is. Racing accident. We move on next week, and Red jumped another race car.
Yeah. So, as you're sitting there as a teammate to the season 1 champion, you see your teammate leading the race by 2 seconds, and you see him lose it. What goes through your mind?
I was just kind of curious what happened. I mean, because I didn't really. I figured you wrecked it because I didn't like. For some reason, I just didn't see that part of the stream.
Yeah, they didn't show.
But
it
I
very
just,
well.
I didn't see you wreck. I just saw you drop, and I was like, what happened? I mean, honestly, I was just curious. And at that moment, I thought you was gonna come back because I didn't know you had any damage, and you started gaining on him for like a lap or two, and then I saw Bear catching you, and you got passed by Bear. You and Bear dueled it out there for a few laps, and it was just. You fell back to like 12th or 10th there for a little bit and got up to like 6th. Or 7th.
Yeah.
Alright, let me ask you the same question.
I wanted that one.
What happened when you saw your rookie teammate go from 3rd to 8th?
Well, I knew you were going to have your hands cut out just because of where you qualified. So that right there was a obstacle in your hand or your path. And then I was in a chat with 48 and them, and as soon as you started dropping, we knew instantly you had damage. Like, we all agreed to it. Because we were running the same dang truck, almost identical, and you went from 9th to like 5th in like 2 laps. Or 9th to 3rd or something like that, and then you just started dropping. So I knew you had damage. That truck was too fast to be passed by anybody with that.
It was rolling. I was gaining on Botafuca. I think I could have been there at the end. I think I definitely could have been there at the end and seen if we, see if we could have got it. But I mean, if I didn't wreck it there, it's 1,000,000 wonders I wouldn't have wrecked it. It was 1,000,000 wonders. It was 1,000,000 wonders that I wouldn't have wrecked it later on in the race. So,
That's the thing about me and you though, man, is we're either checkers or wreckers.
Just really send it every lap. Just send it every lap.
That's
it
the
is what it's
problem
gonna
though,
be.
Bulldog, is I wasn't sending it last night. That's why I wrecked. I don't know how to go slow. I really don't. If I'm going under 100%, dude, I'm going to make a mistake. It's just how we are, man. I don't know. It's just how we are, dude. It's our driving style, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and I know, like, back at Homestead, if we date back at Homestead, and my shifter quit right before the race. My strategy going into that race was going to save. I knew that's what y'all's were. I knew that's how the race was going to be. And I didn't have the 4th gear to save it on its own without shifting into neutral.
Yeah.
So I mean, I went all out in that race, and I knew that y'all probably wouldn't have a caution on PS4, especially if the whole field saved like I thought they were.
Yeah.
If I think I could have ever got around Diego, I would have got some room and maybe got a little off and maybe cleared them on pit road coming off. But it is what it is. Then we got trapped a lap down and just had to fight and claw back that whole race and take 2 tires to get back on the lead lap, or none. I forgot what I did to ever get back on the lead lap. I don't think I pitted one stop, and then we got lucky and got that next caution. The next one, it's kind of held on and got up to 8th. I jumped like 3 or 4 spots on the last pit stop for no reason. I guess damage, but
yeah.
Took 4 tires, no fuel, and she was ready to rock. And then drove her back up to 5th, and you ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
While leading.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 2 mistakes while leading the race. But hey, man, it happens. At least we know we were in contention to win the races. At least we know we had the speed. So I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty bummed out last night. I ain't been that bummed out about a race. Like, I straight took that race away from myself. There was nobody else. But you move on from it, man. And you being a good teammate helped me get through last night, dude, because I was struggling with that mistake I made. And I appreciate you and your mama for setting me back straight. But anyways, hey man, that's part of it. And one thing
Oh
you told
yeah.
me was Tony Stewart spun out at the Glen while leading one year, and that made me remember. You know what? He did the same track I did, so I just gotta hang
It's
my head
okay.
up on is nobody expected me to be fast at Watkins
Yeah,
Glen.
you
I'm
brought,
not a road course ringer. I had a truck that was gonna not be beat, plain and simple. If I would not have made that mistake,
me
but I
either. I
beat
mean,
myself. It happens.
most, I mean, I think me and you are kind of like that. We're kind of mid-pack drivers at the road course, and I think
Hmm.
both of us to bring that amount of speed to a road course is definitely something to hang our heads on.
Yeah.
And
Same.
moving forward in this season, but I mean, we're moving on to some more road courses. It's going to be a lot more technical than that. We're going to have to work on them a lot more to bring that same speed back each time.
F1
And
2019, baby.
yeah, you know it. A lot of project cars, a lot of
Yeah,
Forza.
that's right. Well, man, yeah. Either way, though, I've been really impressed with the racing altogether on PS4. I mean, PS4 is pretty much. I mean, obviously, you could probably sub out a driver here and there and still just be as good of his field. But PS4 is. When I say it is stacked this year, it is stacked. You literally have all the best drivers in the field this year. Like to win a race this year is saying something. And Jobs and Max are the only two to do that so far. So right now, I mean, it's hard to argue that they're not the guys to beat.
And either one of those guys, and here's the thing, is they can do good these first four races and be terrible the rest of the season and still be there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's why kind of putting those four races together, and that might be the difficult thing for us this year is putting those four races
We'd be good
together
if it
in a
wasn't for the
segment.
road course in every segment.
Yeah, no
That's
kidding.
what's going to be that's what's going to make or break us. And that's why I was so upset last night too, because Watkins Glen was that one road course.
It's
I feel
how
like
good you can do at the road courses, because we know we're going to bring speed every week
everywhere else.
to to everywhere else on the schedule, whether it's short track, Talladega, Auto Club, Las Vegas. We know we all got speed there. It's not no new news that everybody knows that. But so Perky put in chat. I don't know if you saw this or not. He said calling a sweep next week, boys. What do you say to that, Smoke?
I say damn right.
I say yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm winning Dover. As long as nothing crazy happens, I'm winning Dover. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that one up. I'm just being 100% honest with y'all on PS4. Dover is my race. So y'all just don't show up. Just make it easier for me.
Just don't show
Just
up.
don't show. Don't join the lobby because I'm winning Dover. Unless Cheesa beats me on field mileage. Some crazy how one stop race or something crazy.
Save 10 laps.
Yeah.
Save 10, 15 laps.
We got some hot rods for Dover though. So what do you say about it?
I think if I can get the lead, we're gonna set sail with Captain Morgan and never leave dry land.
That's right.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
I feel good about Dover, man. New Hampshire is the one I'm kind of.
I'm not worried about New Hampshire at all.
I gotta make some laps there. I know last time we were there in our Outlaw race, Beast straight put it to us. But then we went there the next night in the Xfinity Series, and me and him finished side by side. So.
And I tried to pull a fuel strategy leading, and I blew a tire and drove around for 3 laps with a blown tire.
Who's been the biggest surprise to you? Necessarily hasn't won a race yet, but on both consoles so far this year.
On both consoles, let me pull up the. Can I pull up the results?
Yeah.
You tell me yours first.
Can I pull up the results? I know mine on PlayStation. I don't know it on Xbox. So
Yeah,
I don't
know.
Guy would definitely. I mean, and not just because he's an Outlaw guy, but
Jason,
man, he finished third at Miami. Was struggling all week. Last 2 weeks at Miami. I mean, he was threatening to throw his table out the window. I mean, he was struggling, and he came home with a 6th place finish. He's sitting like 3rd or 4th in the points. Jason is a guy that, I mean, I'm really impressed with him. He showed out, and he's done his thing. I gotta look at the results though to kind of see Xbox. Obviously, track bar in the bowl is gonna be there every week.
But I mean
Garbage,
that ain't really a surprise. I
no.
guess my surprise in a bad way would be Dohar.
Well, you gotta think that Dohar was on a controller his whole racing
Yeah,
life.
but I
He's on
mean,
a wheel now.
but still, yeah, man, he never had a top, never was outside the top 10 last year ever.
He's on a wheel now, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the Xbox results.
I don't know, because everybody kind of is finishing where I figured they would finish on Xbox. You know, it's just kind of...
Here's the results. So, Garbage, he finished 4th last night. Where did he finish in Miami? He won the All-Star race in Miami. Where did he finish in the Pro League race?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, Garbage is maybe he's not a sleeper. People will sleep on him. Garbage, in my opinion, is one of the best wheelman in the game. Period. Like if you go look at all that rallycross and stuff he posts on social, like that dude can drive.
Yeah.
I don't know where he finished in Miami. Let me see. I'm gonna go off of where everybody finished last night.
I'm pulling up the media real quick on it. I guess my biggest surprise is well, I'm trying to pull it up.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so Slade's done pretty good on Xbox. He ain't done bad. I'm with you, man. Everybody is finishing where I expected them to finish on Xbox.
What, Slade's where been, because it cut out for a minute.
So I mean, there's really everybody's finishing where I expect them to finish on Xbox.
Except me.
Yeah, except you. I mean, look at 6th place on Xbox finishes. 6th place, you were in 6th, finished 46 seconds behind the leader. And 6th place on PlayStation finished 10 seconds behind the leader.
Well, you do have to remember, though,
Dude, I had 69 arrow and 83
I
radiator.
had 60.
It was holding off 6th place. That's how fast
I had 63 arrow, like 60 something radiator and 87 engine.
I'm gonna tell you somebody else too on PlayStation is gonna be a lot stronger this year than I feel like they was last year. Is gonna be Red. I feel like he's gonna run really good this year.
Yeah. My biggest one of my surprises also on PlayStation is how Bear's done.
Yeah.
You know, Final Four guy last year. He just hasn't. Which I mean, I'm sure the finishes will come in just through the first 2 races, and you can't really base anything off the first 2 races of the season. Homestead and Watkins Glen, 2 of the craziest racetracks in the game.
That's why I don't like this segment thing. I mean,
yeah,
I just don't like that style of, like, it just, I don't know, man. It's just, I think they should have done it the way they did last year, but without team points. Rather than base it off of team points, I think it should have been done like last year.
I agree.
But make it single driver points, because, I don't know. Because, like, I say you finish 6, take your numbers, for example, or even mine, 5th and 6th or 6th and 7th. Alright, we finished dang near the same position 2 races in a row. And you can take a driver, say they finished 2nd one race and dead last the next. They're going to have the same points as you. It's not, I mean,
yeah.
Consistency this year's consistency don't matter. It's about winning this year.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, I think that I would be perfectly fine with this format if there wasn't a road course in every format.
Yeah, I mean, I do think they've overflooded the schedule with road courses.
I do too, man. It's just,
I mean, you know, they had one last year.
You do. I mean, and there's some,
And you know, you had your one road course last year, and it was a success. And I think they saw that brought in ratings, and they're kind of over flooding it. Well,
look how boring the Mid-Ohio race was. Watkins Glen produces good racing. The other ones don't.
you might find 2-3 cars up there battling for the lead, but the rest of the field is going to be.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the skill gap on the road courses.
I think the wheels might bring everybody closer together though. What you've seen,
At least on
Watkins Glen,
PlayStation.
I went from if everybody was still allowed to run the controllers like they're allowed to, I'd have been a 10th place car last night. But because everybody's on wheels now, I was a first place truck. You know what I mean?
If it'd been controllers last night and everybody would have been around on controllers.
Redden would have been
Fluffy.
running 106s, dude. Red, Fluffy.
Oh, Fluffy would have won that race.
Yeah.
That ain't doubt. Steady finishes 5th.
So I'm kind of holding my head up on that. I'm gonna have to put in a lot of work on the next road courses though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is we have about a week in between each race to practice. It ain't like it was last year. You ain't got 2 weeks to prepare. It ain't.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got no downtime. You ain't.
You know, especially for people who work.
Yeah.
You know, so.
You know, every free minute has to be spent testing for that week to bring something. Because you know if somebody is, and that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree. Again, if there's anybody watching with any questions, put them in the chat.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of running out of ideas here. What about you, Bulldog?
We can kind of talk about Outlaw for a minute if you want to.
I'm good with that. What?
So G Cincy won the first race at the Daytona 500 this year, and Jason, the crew chief driver combo, wins both races so far this year.
Yeah.
So at Atlanta Smoke, I've got to ask, what was you thinking?
Hey man, I was half a lap short from working. I'm trying to get better at my fuel mileage, okay? Because this season's gonna be based off a lot of fuel mileage. I feel like. So, if I'd have had the right fourth gear, I would have won that race. I did not prepare. I literally came home from work.
Yeah, but then you've been that much slower.
Not really.
He's gonna catch you. He caught you. He was gonna catch you anyway.
Dude, he literally passed me on the last lap.
I know, but he would have caught you just about.
If I'd have had the right fourth gear, I would have had to shift to neutral as much, and would have been able to run faster overall.
Okay.
I'm telling you, dude.
I tried saving that race.
I was just trying something,
for the first
man.
2 saves, and it just didn't work.
Dagger, what's your opinion on the Pro League so far?
Allow your. Yeah.
I want to know Dagger's opinion on everything so far. How do you
He
feel?
is
What do you
Roush
think?
Fenway crew chief.
How do you feel about your Outlaw teammates? And
Can you guys hear me now?
Let me check it on stream.
Say something, Dagger.
Hello?
Yeah, you're good,
Hello,
man.
hello?
You're good.
The Pro League's been pretty exciting so far. I mean, it'd be a lot more exciting if I was there, but you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Be a lot more cooler if he was.
How do you feel about your Outlaw teammates so far than everybody else?
Just had kind of a rough going at the beginning, but we got some things ready to go. I mean, you know how it's tough, man. I mean, the PlayStation side's stacked, so I mean,
Yeah,
you can't make a mistake or you're done. I mean, it's that cutthroat over there. I mean, it's either you run a perfect race and win, or you run a mediocre race and finish 7th. So
Yeah.
I mean, I like honestly over on Xbox and the start of this season, I've got one little quote for
You know
it.
what the X on Xbox stands for?
What? Xfinity, ha 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 ha. Yeah, ha ha ha.
PlayStation, the P stands for the Pro Series.
Listen.
I can't really disagree.
My quote for the start of the season has to be
I'm just messing
Me
with
and
you, boy.
me and Smoke might always not show up with the prettiest girl to the dance, but we'll leave with her.
That's right.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been pretty good. I feel bad for Red what happened last night. That's just a product of the race they give us. I mean,
what's your
What
thoughts
about
on that?
Smoke, man?
yeah, lead the race and spin it out. It happens to the
Scrub.
best of us, man. You can't let it get down on you. Got to move to Dover and win that race.
Yeah,
Scrub.
that's right.
I mean, we've all done it. Unfortunately, you learn from it.
Yeah, I really wish. Like, that's the one time in my life I wish I could hit the rewind button and go back. You know?
NASCAR 08 rewind button. Where are you
Yeah.
now? Save
Dude,
us.
you know the craziest thing? Like, I'm gonna reenact it. So I went up over the curb, straightened up my wheel, and all of a sudden it just snaps. And I almost had it saved, dude. I had it like 94% saved. Now
Well, you guys have a good podcast. I'm gonna go play with my daughter.
Alright, bro.
Yeah.
I had it saved in the very last second as I was about to get in it to go up the S's. It just snapped back to the left and went straight to the wall. I'm like, no. That one hurt.
Smoke. Let me ask you a question. Do you have the stream pulled up on your computer?
On my phone.
There's 2 people watching now, and I have it pulled up on mine. Nobody's watching. Listen to it.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, that's it for the podcast. Have a good one. Hold on.